I'm going to give myself 15 minutes. So we're going to start a timer. And I'm basically going to dial in a tone that I like. And hopefully it doesn't take 15 minutes. If it does, well, YouTube likes videos that are longer than 10 minutes. So that's a good thing. All right, I got the timer going. I'm going to use my Kiesel. I'm going to use my Kiesel Osiris here. Zach, you're like fourth. I'm gonna use my Kiesel Osiris here, and there's a lot of noise in my setup today, but we'll get over that. And we're just going to dial in this amp. I'm gonna save this preset to a new preset number. I'm gonna call this. We're gonna call this the Archon. Actually, we're gonna call it. What's a good pun that starts with arc? Archean these nuts. Archean these nuts. All right, that's what it's called. That's what's going on YouTube. And the model we're going to choose is the Archon. I think it's this one, right? All right, I want to turn everything off, including this compressor. And we're going to dial it in. So the Archon, all right, hold up, 15 minutes, let's go. Okay, start now. The Archon's a dark amp. I know this much. It's like a dual rectifier, but it's voiced slightly differently. So it's you can't really hear like the presence. So I usually have to crank it. I remember when I was in the store trying one of these. Also, 8 gain is a lot for this, so I'm going to pull this down to like 3. And the way that I can tell with gain usually is if you play, there's like a track from Mastodon, Motherload. If you play like, and if you can't hear all the individual notes that clearly, you probably should lower the gain. So. There's that. All right, so I'm hearing it's pretty balanced actually. I want more bass. I want to crank the bass to 10. I'm going to crank the depth to 10. I'm going to crank the master volume to 6. This, for whatever reason, what's up, Ubby? Also, how's everyone doing? We just started stream, but hopefully everyone's doing well. This is going on YouTube. All right, the depth and everything is cranked, so let's start cranking the treble. Let's do 7 for treble. Okay, I don't like the treble knob on this. Okay. How did the mids sound on this? So if I have mids at 10, the mids sound really good. Maybe for the low notes, for the bass, maybe I can lower it a little bit. Anyone in chat, if y'all have suggestions, feel free. This is what you're gonna be hearing for the rest of this stream. What's the goal for this tone? Just to create like a good rhythm tone. Well, it's about what you're hearing. So like if you hear that like there's like a lot of like it's like a frequency in the high end, like a high frequency that sounds annoying, or if there's like too much bass and it sounds really flub. or if you think the mids sound really congested. Usually with mids, it sounds like this is like if you don't have any mids. It's too bassy for your liking. Alright, I want to reduce the bass back down to 5. I feel like the bass knob doesn't do very much. Do they let you simulate a very long cable? No. I don't think they do that. Also, how are you doing, Quanium? Maybe I'll lower the depth down to like 5-ish. Also, I'm very OCD and I only like to adjust my settings increments by 0.1s. Alright, that's really, basically, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of tightness in the low end. So let's add a drive pedal, yeah? We'll add a drive pedal. Let's just use a TS 808. Right, like this one. Just crank the level, no drive. Let's see what it sounds like. Okay, it's not my favorite yet. Let's brighten up that 808, although I think it's somewhere in that ballpark. I know Tremonti uses TS, a Tube Screamer hand-wired. Although, I remember the setting is weird. No longer hiding behind a thin tone. I'm always hiding behind a thin tone. Alright, so I want to increase the bass. So how I like to do amps typically, by the way, is without a boost, I like it to be like a rock tone, and then once you add a boost, it becomes like a metal tone. Oh, I can show you the thinnest bass tone. I'm fairly certain I've achieved that. I don't like the low end. It's too chewy. It feels like an orange's low end. You want me to try a blues driver? We can try a blues driver. I think the 808 compresses the low end too much. Blues OD. That's probably a blues driver. That's so bassy. I need to add a little bit of gain. It's not pushing the level enough. Oh, there we go. What's up, Stu? Those headlesses look so small. It's a reflection of me as a person and how I feel like I am in society. Was that depressing or... I look huge. I'm very average. I'm like a very average 6 foot tall, if even that. I'm like between 5'11" and 6 foot. That sounds pretty good to me. I think I can crank the treble in the amp. So one of the things that Fractal lets you do that I like is that you get to change the speaker impedance curve. So I have my IR right now is a Fractal. I think it's a 412 with greenbacks and V30s, but let's just do greenbacks. sounds pretty good. I usually don't do too much with the speaker impedance curve other than using the presets that they have, because that's a whole another level of dialing in that I don't have time for. I think this sounds good. What do y'all think? Here, let me play like... I don't know. How does that sound to y'all? I feel like I need more mids. I feel like it's just slightly too, like... Ooh. Maybe slightly more gain, maybe? What does it sound like without the boost? You know, surprisingly, I feel like the Archon is pretty good with most settings near noon. That's pretty good. Okay, I think that just about does it. Let's see. So I turn off the drive. What does it sound like? Does it work for like a rock tone? I think it works for a rock tone. Yeah, it works. You'd ride around town in your pickup truck to this tone. Oh my god. Oh, I wrote a riff yesterday that was actually really fun. If I remember how to play it. It's gonna be really hard to play. Hold up. Let me turn on the boost again. That octave chord here. Anyway, I think it sounds good. And in the beginning of stream, we named this patch the Archean These Nuts. So that is now forever going to be Archean These Nuts. Thank you, Noises, for the name.